the European accession and integration process is perceived to be a very positive thing, and indeed it is, at least at the national level. It creates a better allocation of resources, it gives motivation for better governance, better institutions, and better delivery of policies. So it increases productivity, it increases income. So overall, it is indeed a very good process. However, both in the literature but also in the analysis that we did, we find that the benefits of integration are not distributed evenly across segments of the population, including across regions or different parts of a national economy. In that sense, one has to look at specifically how the position of different regions or different local economies is changing within the national context. As an example, integration increases access to foreign markets, in particularly in the European Union, but obviously some regions may lose their comparative advantages. The things they produce more effectively may not be relevant in the European market, so they may lose out, whereas some other regions may be better off. So the distributional effects of integration are not necessarily uniform across space or across different parts of the population. Vojvodina has a clear advantage in the sense that it has some autonomy in policy making, and this is very important because it has more degrees of freedom to adjust its policies and adjust its economic fundamentals almost or to some extent independently of policy making in Belgrade at the national level. But also it has some advantages that relate to location, cultural, historical linkages throughout the Danube region, so it is well placed to be part of this integration process. On the other hand, there are some important disadvantages or some weaknesses that call for policy intervention for the economy. In our study, we identified mainly three weaknesses. You can go on forever trying to find different things, but the three highlights for the main weaknesses for the economy, at least prospectively for the future, have to do, one, with the labor market, the structure of the labor market. The second is the structure of the connectivity of production, how much integrated the production structure is. And the third one has again to do with connectivity, but in the spatial dimension, how strong are the linkages between different parts of the economy within Vojvodina, so the rural and the urban economies. In the labor market, although Vojvodina does have a strong performance in some respects, it has some characteristics which are problematic. For example, quite high rates of inactivity, great skill shortages, so a mismatch between the available skills in the labor force and the skills that are required in the new jobs that are being created. And also a large degree of irregular employment, informal employment, which are not the most kind of dynamic and productive forms of labor utilization. Going to the issue of connectivity, the production seems to be quite segmented, so we have some large enterprises that have a declining dynamism but still are quite dynamic, but these are not very much connected to the smaller firms that are more dynamic in the economy, that account for more of job creation. Also across sectors, the connections are not very strong. So formation of clusters and exploitation, as we say, of spillovers is not at its highest in the economy of Vojvodina. And moving on then to the spatial dimension, this also has a spatial manifestation in the sense that where industry is located, it doesn't create the links to the more backward rural or otherwise parts of the Vojvodina economy. So looking at overcoming this kind of weaknesses, the objective really is to try to integrate, to create more functional links across space and across sectors in the economy, and of course, by doing that, also help skill formation, upgrading of skills, and increasing productivity in the economy.